Okay, students, so on this group, we're going to be going over two examples on how to write the equation of circles from graphs, okay? Let's go ahead and write down the instruction for the notes. So write the equation of the circle with the given graphs, with the given graph in standard form, right? Then transform the equation into general form. Okay. All right. So that's what we're going to do. All right. So now let's say we have a circle with the following graph. Let's draw it. Let's draw y-axis and their x-axis, and then let's go 3 units to the right. 1, 2, 3, and 2 units up. 1, 2. Get to the center of the circle. And then from this center, let's go 3 in all directions. So 3 units to the right, 3 units to the left, 3 units up, and 3 units down. Okay. And then let's go ahead and draw the graph of the circle that we're going to be generating in the equation 4. So they have the circle. Okay, so now what we're going to do first is determine what the center and the radius are. That's what's going to help us determine the equation of our circle. Okay. All right. So the center. What is the center of this circle? We're going to go 1, 2, 3, 3 units to the right. So that means if you trace the center down, it's going to be 3 on your x-axis. So you're going to have 3 comma, and then go up 1 to 2 units, 2 units in your y, 3 comma 2. There's your center. Okay. And then the radius is the distance from the center to the extremity. So let's say we wanted to calculate the radius by making a vertical line. So how long is this line from the center to the radius? This entire length is the radius, okay? So it is 1, 2, 3, it's 3 units long, so r is 3. So our radius basically is 3 units long, okay? All right, so with that, we're going to now write the equation of our circle. But to guide our generation of the equation, we need to write down the standard formula first, okay? So the standard form of the equation of a circle is given by x minus h squared plus y minus k squared equals r squared. Okay? All right, so you just need to remember that this is h and this is k, and this right here is your r. Okay? So I'm going to plug in these arguments into this equation, and then that will generate my standard form for me. So I'm going to have x minus, for h, I'll replace it with 3, x minus 3 squared plus y minus k is my y coordinate of my center, which is 2 square, and then r squared is 3 square. All right, let's just simplify the term on the right, and that'll be my final answer. So I'll have x minus 3 square plus y minus 2 square equals 9. Okay, so this is my standard form. Standard form. All right, so that's my first answer. So for the second answer, I was asked to write down the equation of my circle in general form. Okay. So before I start, I need to have the formula for the general form of the equation of a circle to guide my formulation. Okay. So the general form for the equation of a circle is given by the equation ax squared plus by squared plus cx plus dy plus e equals 0. Okay. All right, so what we're going to do with this is simply correlate out, combine like terms, and organize the variables, setting everything equal to 0. Okay, so let's go ahead and rewrite the standard form. We have x minus 3 squared plus y minus 2 squared equals 9. So let's get rid of the parentheses first, okay? So square means that we're going to multiply this quantity by itself, right? For the y x minus 3 quantity, and then this same idea, y minus 2 times y minus 2 equals 9. So what we're going to do is pull this out. We're going to go first, outer, inner, last. Same story here. Let's do the first side first. Again, the left side, x times x is x squared first. Outer is negative 3x. Inner is negative 3x. Last is plus 9. Okay? And then with the y component, we're going to have first, outer, inner, last. Okay? So if we multiply it out, we'll have y squared minus 2y minus 2y equals 4, and then equals 9. Okay? So I'm going to simplify both sides first, and then I'll start moving terms around. So I'm going to bring down my x squared. Combine this term and this term, they're like terms. Minus 3x minus 2x is negative 6x. Bring down the 9 plus y squared. Same story here. Combine negative 2y negative 2y as minus 4y plus 9, I plus 4. And then while we are at it, we can move this 9 to the right side because the general form requires it to be equal to 0. So subtract 9 from both sides. And then we have minus 9 here equals 0. Okay? All right, now let's organize our variables, our terms, and combine anything that we can combine. So the general form requires the squares to be next to each other. So I'm going to have this square, x squared, and then y squared, x squared plus y squared. And then the next thing is the x comes first, so we have minus 6x. And then the y term comes next, minus 4y. And then the constants go next, so plus 9 plus 4 minus 9 equals 0. Okay. Can I combine these constants? Absolutely. That's 13 minus 9, which is just 4. So we're going to have x squared plus y squared minus 6x minus 4y plus 4 equals 0. Guess what? This is your general form. Okay? So this is the general form. All right. Let's go ahead and try another example. Question number 2. Okay. For question 2, we have the equation. Or actually, we don't have an equation. We're going to have to draw the graph and then generate the equation. Okay, so let's go ahead and sketch the graph. Let's see, we have this is a y-axis, and then our x-axis right down the center. And then let's say the graph is centered 3 units to the left, 1, 2, 3. And then we go 2 units in all directions, 2 units up, north, 2 units south, 2 units east, and 2 units east, and then 2 units west. All right. So there goes the points that determine on the circle. So let's go ahead and draw the circle in there. All right. So the task is to write the equation of this circle. All right. So what we're going to do first is we're going to find the center and the radius. Okay. So let's find the center first. So how was it? Horizontal displacement of the center from the 0, 0 position. So it's 1, 2, 3, 3 to the left, negative 3. The x coordinate of my center is negative 3. What is the movement up or down? There's no movement up or down, so it's going to just be 0 for your y coordinate. Okay, so there goes your center. The radius is basically the distance from the center to any point in the extremity. So let's compute the vertical distance from the center to the top. Okay, so from the center to the maximum point on the top, how many units is that? If you count this right here, the distance from the center to the top, that's your radius. Okay, so how long is that? That's 1, 2, 2 units long. So your radius equals 2. So radius here is 2. Okay. All right, now to generate the equation of our circle, let's get our generation by writing down the formula first. So the standard form of the equation of a circle is x minus h squared plus y minus k squared equals r squared. Okay, so we're going to plug in values. We're going to have x minus h. You see you have a negative here because remember this is h and k, okay? hk. So since we have a negative here, it's going to be minus -3. Okay? You see it's going to change its positive sign to flip in a minute. Plus y minus k is 0, 0 square equals r is 2, 2 square. Okay? And let's simplify it a little bit further. We have x plus 3 square plus y minus nothing is just y squared equals 4. So you see here that anytime you have you always take the opposite. So that's what's next to the y. So this is a -3. When you plug -3 into the formula, it ends up from the opposite. So you can go from here directly to here if you don't want to do this step. Okay? So there goes, this is your standard form. Box it and label it. So this is your standard. Okay, so now let's go ahead and look for the general form. So before we start, first thing we do is we write down the general form formula, which is ax squared plus dy squared plus cx plus dy plus e equals 0. Okay, so as we did before, we're just going to expand this completely, organize the variables in this order, in descending order of degree, and then equal to 0. Okay. All right, so let's go ahead and do that. Rewrite the standard form again. X plus 3 squared plus y squared equals 4. And this quantity is being squared. We're going to multiply by itself. X plus 3 times x plus 3 plus y squared equals 4. Okay. So on the left, we're just going to do first, outer, inner, and then last. All right, so let's work that out. We're going to have x times x. We have x squared plus 3x plus 3x. That's outer inner. And then last plus 9 plus y squared equals 4. Okay? These two are like terms. So let's go ahead and combine like terms before we start moving stuff around. So if we do that, we're going to have x squared. 3x plus 3x is 6x. Okay? Plus 9 plus y squared. Now let's subtract 4 from both sides because we're required to have it equal to 0 in the standard form. So -4 equals 0. Okay, so now we can start organizing stuff following this format right here. So the squares go first, so the x coming first, so we have x squared, and then plus y squared, and then the x comes next with 6x. Now there's no y, first degree y term, so that's, you can drop that. -4 equals 0, and that's it. That goes your general form, okay? So this is the general form. General. All right, so thank you so much for paying attention to this presentation. So thanks again for watching. You can feel free to subscribe to my channel for full updates and not videos such as these. Go ahead and click subscribe up here to subscribe. More videos can be found on mypersonal.com. Thanks again and have a wonderful day.